Welcome back everyone, I'm Kibbley's Games, this is the roguelike adventure game FTL, and today we're beginning another new adventure. We've been working our way slowly through the A layout of all the cruisers in order that you unlock them. The last one we did was this, and today we're having some fun. I paused when I said fun because this is the stealth cruiser. This begins the game with no shields, not even a shield subsystem. It does begin with a cloak and dual lasers and a mini beam, so it does have a decent amount of firepower. It has long range scanners which tells you what the pings on the map right next to your ping is, so you can scout ahead some of the locations and hopefully not get into quite so much trouble. It also comes with this, the titanium system coating. This gives a 15%, that's 15% chance of any room that is hit not damaging the subsystem which is in that room. Which basically is all about, if you get hit in the weapons, there's a 15% chance it won't knock out one of your weapons. Because yeah, this is very much a glass cannon. You have to hope that you can stay cloaked and charge up your weapons and disable the enemy's weapons before your cloak runs out and they open fire at you with your zero shields. The crew are 3 humans, so at least we're going to be training up nice and fast. That's what the ship looks like from the outside. Go on easy mode as always. Let's just press start and see how much trouble we can get into. Now you start the game with 30 scrap, and I'm immediately going to spend 30 of that on upgrading the cloaking. So the cloak lasts 10 seconds instead of 5. This is a very large increase. So that's what we're doing, and now we're completely broke. The good thing though is that the ship does begin with level 4 engines, which gives us 30 evasion. When you're cloaked, it adds 60 to your evasion, so even when we're cloaked, we only have a 90% evasion. That's not what we're going to be relying on, because that would mean we'd have to wait for the enemy to fire and then cloak, and still they would still have a 10% chance of hitting us. What we're going to be doing is using the cloak to stop the enemy weapons spooling up, because when a target is cloaked, your weapons stop spooling up. So that's the plan. Our weapons spool up nice and fast. We have a look at them in the weapon bay. This charge time in 10 seconds, this charge time in 12 seconds. So if we can wait like 3 seconds and then cloak up, we're cloaked for 10 seconds, they'll be ready after 7 seconds, that'll be ready after 9. So that's going to be the way we're going to be playing the game, at least until we can get shields. The shields subsystem costs 125 scrap. We did have 30 scrap, but we spent it. And these are the long range scanners. Asteroid fields? Absolutely not. And taking an unshielded ship into an asteroid belt is, you might as well just self-destruct the ship and start the game again. Right, let's just have a fight, because that is what this game is all about. You detect a rebel automated ship nearby. It does not engage and seems to be patrolling a long-range sensor station. Right, this could unlock the whole map for us. Let's attack it and get into the sensor station. Now luckily it does not have any drones, because drones on an unshielded ship equals you're dead, game over, well done. It does have a bomb of unknown nature and a little laser which will do 1 damage. So I'm just going to wait a little while, that's probably enough, and then cloak up. That then that then halts their weapon charge up. And both of our weapons are ready, the cloak is still active. When you fire your weapons, it does end your cloak early. So do be careful of that. We'll put both of our dual lasers in here, because you have to knock the weapons out. And the little tiny baby mini beam, it's only little, look at it, it's so cute. But it does hit 3 of the rooms, so if everything hits, this is going to kill them. No. 1 miss, but luckily their weapons are off, their piloting's off. So I'm just going to wait for both weapons, and then the person firing them will get 2 more credits for having fired his weapons. He's got, there you are, weapon skill 4 out of 58. You access the recent scans from the unguarded station. Your map has been updated with details of the surrounding area. Surrounding area meaning this entire sector. Alright, we can see everything. I don't think there's any hope that in 1, 2, 3, 4 sectors Maybe 5, because this store looks like we can go here, here, into the nebula, here, here, then jump back to the store. So I don't think there's much chance of us getting 125 scrap, but you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. The rebels in this system are doing supply runs for the local space stations. These civilians have likely been out of supply for months. Let's attack the rebels, and then we'll steal the supplies. Okay, this is the worst nightmare. This is a beam drone. And what do we know about beam weapons? They never miss. And we cannot wait 3 seconds before we cloak, because this thing is probably about to fire straight away, and they have a missile as well. So this is about as bad as it gets. I'm just going to have to wait and just going to wait for the drone to finish its cycle. Looks like it's about to go here, and it's looking this way, and it will draw a little line. It's like a mini beam on this drone, so it will draw a line. It will probably try and knock out our weapons. We're just going to have to cloak. Now the drone cannot see anything. The missile's no longer charging up. But we have a problem. We need to take out 2 weapons. We need to take them out right now. How are we going to do this? They do only have 1 weapon, so if both things hit the weapon, and then we do the beam in the drone, and then weapon as well? Okay, let's just see what happens. Yep, we took a little hit. Okay, we didn't damage the drone control, but we did damage the weapons. Not great. I should have made sure of the drone control, because this thing's going to slice us up. Yep. Yep. And it's set afire as well, so we'll just open the door and vent it out. Mini beam's ready. We need to fire at the drone control. Oh, and they both missed. Oh, come on, man. Okay, and our cloak is nowhere near ready. It's still got another 8 seconds before it can recharge, and they've broken the doors, so we cannot close the doors anymore. And they've broken the piloting and the oxygen. And our missile launcher's back online. Right, we're ready to fire. Good, we knocked out the drone. Now we need to knock out the weapon. There it goes. The missile launcher's fired. But I think we managed to cloak just... okay. Welcome to the wonderful world of the stealth cruiser, everyone. This is what all your fights are like until you can get some shields. This is on easy mode, I will remind you. With the rebel ship destroyed, you take the time to collect what little scrap remains. They had already made their delivery to the civilians, and we got 3 fuel, 1 drone and 14 scrap, and we're going to steal the supplies. And we get another 1 drone and another 13 scrap. Right, we're on 40 scrap. This is good. And the doors have been fixed. This is also good. So let's just open the internal doors, equalise the pressure, get Cleats and Bjorn in here to get healed. Ordinarily, I'd be like upgrading things like the doors and the piloting and the oxygen, but we can't. We must save every scrap we can to buy some shields. Here come the fleet, so they're going to advance to like around here. After we've been here, we will dip into the nebula because that's going to slow them down. You discover a nearby planet, speckled with settlements, although no one responds to your hails. Okay, that was just a waste of fuel and no scrap. Let's see what's in the nebula. There appear to be a number of small stations nearby. Before you have time to scan them, warnings go off. A rebel teleporter was used in one of the stations. You've been boarded. Okay, and boarding is bad because we have no doors, so they can run. Oh, crapola! Everyone in the med bay, open all the doors, power up the med bay, turn the oxygen off. They'll just be attacking random things until the oxygen gets to them, and then they'll run into med bay eventually. Well, they managed to break the clock, that's not great. Okay, they're all Are they all dead? They're all dead. And they didn't break the oxygen. That's the only good thing about the oxygen being where it is. It's right next to an airlock. Right, everyone, get in there, fix a cloak. 3 on 3, we were always going to lose that. They were always going to break at least some systems, and I did not want them to break the oxygen. So that's why we did what we did. No close combat experience. Nothing good happened. I'm just going to wait for the oxygen to get above like 60 or 70 before we jump out. There's no point jumping now, just in case something happens and the oxygen gets turned off. Because remember, there are some events that randomly turn off one of your systems unless you've got it upgraded, and we don't have it upgraded. So if we were to get into a fight that did turn the oxygen off, I'd rather be starting with 100 than like 25. Right, that's probably enough. Let's go. After a short time, you receive a message. Hello, hope it's not a bother, but I'm looking for an escort to a nearby system. This region is quite dangerous and our ship is not well armed. Okay, let's accept they'll tag along behind us until we get to the quest marker, which is right here. Okay, let's just take them straight there and then we'll double back to the store. See how much we get here. You arrive and the ship you were escorting jumps in behind you. Thanks for the help. We work at a nearby fusion power plant. We could try to improve your reactor's output as a form of compensation. Hooray, we got 1 power bar. Well, that's nice. Thanks for that, gentlemen. Scrap would have been nicer. 1 to distress call this one out. We're not going to the store, we don't have 125 money, and I don't want to be tempted by any other weapons that are in there. So we're just going to ignore that store. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Well, let's intervene. The rebel responds to your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies a rebel fleet. They move in to engage. They also have a drone. It's a combat drone. That's not great. Let's turn off the med bay. Max power to engines. We're just going to have to wait for that drone to almost finish where it's going, and then cloak. Wait out 10 seconds and hope we'd waited long enough for that drone. Come on, weapons, come on, weapons. Just, right. Dual lasers in the drone control. Mini beam, weapons and drone control. Excellent, weapon and drones, both off. And we need to keep them both off. I think if we dual laser their shields... I was hoping to hit, because we can definitely keep both their systems off with a beam, says he, just when it comes back online. The scary thing is if that drone comes back online before we're ready, that's okay, our cloak's ready to go. And looks like this missile's just about to fire. I'm just going to cloak. And then beam. And it's then dead. And it missed. Good. Even though we only had 90 evasion, it still missed. The ship breaks apart and we win 1 missile, 1 drone and 21 scrap. And the outpost hails us. Hurrah! And it gives us another 3 fuel and another 22 scrap. Right, we're up to 83. I want to go here, then this distress call, then here, then out. Does this go anywhere else? Yeah, all the way down here. Just trying to look at how far away this is. It's 1, 2, 3... because the exit's very far on the right hand side. But I don't think we've got time to go here, here, then here, because that will be swallowed up by then. So let's just do what we were going to do originally, shall we? Man, we've lost a lot of hull points. Your sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system, no doubt one of many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you, or else it's trying to avoid notice. Let's hail them. They're relieved to hear from us. They're running low on supplies, and they're offering to sell us 4 missiles for 1 fuel. I don't have missiles, don't need missiles, so I'm going to politely decline that offer. Right, distress call. Let's see what happens here. Haha, I knew someone would fall into our dastardly trap. It appears this distress beacon was nothing but a decoy for a pirate ambush. Okay, little laser that fires once, heavy laser which fires once but does 2 damage. Do not want to get hit by either of these weapons. we're just gonna cloak. Weapons is the things we absolutely must hit. Our weapons are ready. And they both missed. Of course they both missed. Why would they not both miss? I'm just going to fire my beam laser out of frustration, and just so Alison actually gets one more bit of training. Okay, now we've got to hope that they miss, even though they've only got a 30% chance of missing. Wow, okay. The heavy laser missed. The little laser hit, but the titanium system casing stopped it damaging the engines. So, for small mercies, I guess. Right, dual lasers. I need at least one of you to hit that. Thank you. Oh, and our heavy laser just fired again. This may hurt. Oh my god, it missed. It only had a 30% chance of missing. Wow. And luckily, they're trying to repair their weapons with a mantis, so that is going to take that mantis a very, very long time. Which is a good thing for us. Right, dual lasers in the shields to keep them off. There we go. And then kill them with the mini beam. Ship explodes, leaving behind 2 missiles, 1 drone and 20 more scrap. Right, 103 scrap. We're ready for a store. Because we can sell some stuff like the titanium system casing or the sensors. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Nope, I'm rejecting that offer. Right, they have a missile and a laser. We're just going to wait a few seconds. Then we're going to cloak. All of the weapons are going into their weapons. Dual lasers. Good. Beam. Also good. The enemy ship appears to be powering up its FTL. It's trying to escape. And now that we've actually caused them a ton of damage, that happened very quickly. He said, "You have clearly bested us. We merely request our lives," and they're offering us 6 fuel, 1 drone and 12 scrap to leave them alone. That's quite a lot of fuel. I'm going to accept that offer, because that will see us in good stead in the next sector, which we're going to right now. We could have had... We had enough time to do one more ping, but the position of the pings wasn't really conducive to that. We did as many as we could. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. A strange vessel approaches. A digital message appears on your view screen. This is an automated merchant. Refill this vessel with fuel, and it will supply you with drones. So it's selling us 1 drone part for 3 fuel. No thank you. Bjorn, you're injured, so you need to go and get healed up, and then we'll go on to Sector 2 and try and find a store as soon as we can. I believe the titanium system casing is worth like 40. Long-range scanners is worth about 15. So we can sell one of these and we'll have enough for the shields. Green sectors are guaranteed to have 4 stores. Red, I believe, are guaranteed to have 2. So let's just go green. Let's go and visit the NG. You have arrived in NG space. The fall of the Federation has brought tough times for these robotic lifeforms, but they're usually willing to help. And it's a good thing. Let's see. Distress call. Let's do that. And then we'll start hunting for stores in the middle here. Exit's kind of a little bit towards the left-hand side of the screen, but can't be helped. It is what it is. You arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between 2 large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without the proper equipment. And we have a blue option. Blue options are not always the best option, it's just that the equipment or personnel aboard your ship gives you an extra option. In this case, this is probably the best option, so let's cut the ship out with our beam. You use your beam to make a few precision cuts in the asteroid. The ship gives a quick burst of thrust and the rock crumbles away. They thank you and offer you some of the resources they've been collecting, in the form of 1 fuel, 1 drone and 27 more scrap. Lovely. Let's depower the medbay, power back up the cloak before I forget. No stores. If we go here, then here, and then we can bounce around down here. Or do we just go here, and then here, and kind of maximise all this stuff? That's maybe better. A A cluster of NG satellites in orbit of a nearby planet are the only clue the mechanical species were ever here. You have other places to be. Right, just an abandoned NG planet. Asteroid belt? Nope. I have no shields, we will die in seconds. You notice an NG colony hiding on the other side of a nearby moon. It turns out they're excavating an equipment cache from the Federation Mantis War, and they suggest it might be used to lure the pursuing rebel fleet. So we can booby trap the cache, which halts the rebel fleet for a couple of turns, or we can secure the cache. I'm gonna secure the cache. You have the NG complete their excavations and bring the supplies on board. We get 21 more scrap and a combat drone Mark 1. Not bad. There's a store. Let's just go there right now and hope it's actually selling shields. A message arrives. Your scrap, ours. Our weapons, for you. You're about to raise the shields when you realise it's just an NG trader looking for a trade. They don't always have shields for sale, and they don't have shields for sale. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm going to buy the fire beam because fire beams are the most hilarious weapon in the game. And then we're going to upgrade the weapons so we can actually use the fire beam. The only problem is that the fire beam takes quite a long time to spool up. What is it, 20 seconds? So if we're going to be using the fire beam, we're going to need max cloaking. This is very early to be maxing the cloaking. But I have a plan. And it involves the fire beam. Yes, we're down to 38 scrap. So we're going to go backwards to this, have a fight, and then come down here and see what we can do. I hope this plan works. You're greeted by a rare sight. A mantis ship that appears not to have noticed you. We can attack them, or we can try and remain concealed, or we can cloak. I'm going to attack them because that is the fun path. Okay, I saw someone on their ship moving. I'm just going to reorganize all my stuff. Okay, luckily the one I spotted moving was just this NG who's running in here to power up their weapons. I thought they had a teleporter, and it was a mantis about to teleport on board. Weapons wise, they have a heavy laser which will do 2 damage, and a missile of undeterminate nature. It could either do 1 damage or 2 damage depending on which type of missile it is. I think we're gonna have to mini beam instead of fire beam these guys. So let's go. I'm saying that because A, they've got an NG who can put fires out very quickly. Because a fire beam draws a big long line and sets fires to all the rooms. And fires take time to damage things. And I need things to be damaged like right now. So we're just going to cloak, we're going to do what we've always been doing, and we're going to have to hit the weapons with everything we've got. Right, laser, go. Let's smash the piloting. Let's try and hit 4 rooms of this beam. There we go. Now they're all highlighted in yellow. We're actually going to hit 4 rooms of this. Wonderful. And now they have no evasion. We turned our missile off, but NG's being annoying. He's managed to keep their laser on and it's about to fire. Ow! It hit us and it did 2 damage and it caught fire. Come on, weapons. Good thing is that as you can see, even with 2 mantis, the mantis have not fixed the piloting, so their evasion is 0. So this laser is going to hit their weapons. Man, that engine must be maximum trained because his weapon's ready to fire again already. Ow! My weapons room! The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of 2 fuel, 1 drone and 23 scrap. We've really been taking a kicking recently. We've lost quite a lot of hull points. That's not great. Man, Allison took a real kicking then. Hey, where's Allison? You go and get healed up, and then we'll have a look at what's next. Nothing, so we'll just jump ahead and see what's here. You arrive just in time to see an unusually well-armed NG ship destroying a small pirate craft. A teleporter signal is detected. Intruder on deck. A young mantis in a charged uniform has teleported straight onto your deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG and offers to serve in exchange for your protection. The NG have already traced the teleporter signal and are offering a deal in exchange to the prisoner. Now you can side with the fugitive. Sometimes it turns out to be a trap, and sometimes you get a mantis crewman, or you can agree to offer up the mantis in exchange for a bounty. We will get paid. The mantis could cause some damage on his way out, so I think we'll just do number 2. The NG captain is delighted and quickly arranges for the transfer of the prisoner. 37 scrap to us, and no damage. I like the no damage bit. I like that a lot. Let's turn all of our weapons back on. Right, if we're going to use the fire beam, we need to upgrade weapon control one more time. So we can damage the enemy's weapons with our lasers and mini beam, and then fire the fire beam at the same time and set fire to everything else. Let's have a look what's ahead of us. Fights and no stores. So because there's fighting, I'm going to do fire beam, and that does let us turn them all on. Although we knew that to use a fire beam we need to have max cloak, so our evasion goes all the way down to 15, but it doesn't really matter. I don't really want to spend any more scrap. We've been spending quite a lot of scrap on things I didn't necessarily need, but I want the fire beam because the fire beam's amazing. And hopefully I'll be able to show you how amazing it is right now. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue. No, we're rejecting that offer. And unfortunately, once again, they have an NG in their weapons room. And they have a burst laser Mark II, which fires 3 shots, and a heavy laser 1, which does 1 shot, but it does 2 damage. So these guys can absolutely wreck us. Okay, we're just going to wait a little while. That's probably enough waiting. And cloak. Look, for 20 seconds this time, luckily. Now the dual lasers and mini beam have to go into their weapons, and the fire beam will go on the other side of the ship. Right, dual lasers, go. It hit, good. Mini beam, go. Fire beam. Fire beam, go like that. Go on, mash them up, mash them up. Okay, now they're saying, you've clearly bested us. We merely request our lives. They're offering us 8 missiles, 2 drones and 18 scrap. And their heavy lasers about to fire. So, simply because their heavy lasers about to fire, I'm going to accept that offer. The fire beam hasn't even finished setting fire to the ship. I mean, fire beams are great because fires draw their crew in, so the NG would not be repairing their weapons. It would be running over here to put the fires out first, but it didn't knock out the weapons, so we're in danger. That thing's about to hit us, and we barely have any hull left anyway. So number 1, well done guys, you bought your lives. On to the next one. An advanced rebel automated scout ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military aids. We can attack it, we can avoid provoking it, or we can try and slip in cloaked. I'm going to try slipping in cloaked. The ship patrols wide around the area, successfully approaching the station whilst avoiding detection. What do we find? What do we get? The station was either abandoned or stripped clean. Oh. Boo, nothing. Right, one more ping and an exit. Well, Sector 2's been a bit terrible, really. A Federation encrypted signal is being broadcast from a nearby planet. Let's send an away party. Oh, as you approach the signal, you receive a message on a rebel channel. I knew we'd catch some Federation fish with this signal. Prepare to be boarded, scum. And there's intruders on board. Luckily, they're right in the airlock. So we can immediately start venting these guys out. Weapons wise, they have a heavy laser 1, which is not great. They've got a repair drone, which is not great. That'll be putting out fires and repairing things really quickly. Engine guy needs to go in the doors to close the doors. These guys are going to run into oxygen, start demolishing the oxygen. So what we need to do is to get our 2 guys in there to fight them. Just until this guy makes it to the doors, then our guys will run out and they'll open this door and choke them out. Meanwhile, we'll have to do the usual thing with the cloak. Right, both of you in here. He's now indoors. So you need to go back here. You need to go back in here. And that door needs to be opened. And then we need to cloak because there are heavy lasers about to fire. Phew. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, fire beam, come on, fire beam. Okay. Our guy's now under attack. He needs to leave that room. Okay, dual lasers need to go in their weapons. Mini beam needs to go from weapons up here, hit all 4. And the fire beam needs to just set fire to the entire back end of their ship. Good, piloting's now been vented out, so these guys are going to keep taking oxygen damage as they're trying to break down this door now. Good, the weapon's off. Oh, sweet, we caused enough damage to the drone control to turn off the repair drone. That is about as good as we could have hoped for. And looks like the 2 boarders are about to die. Yes, they are. That's good. That means the door guy doesn't need to be there anymore. He can get back in engines. We can open the internal doors, equalise the pressure, send everyone back to their normal positions. Keep an eye on what the weapons are doing. Okay, they managed to fix their little drone. I'm going to wait for the fire beam. Oh, they're trying to escape. Right. Oh good, their drone control's been broken again. Well, let's just put dual lasers in the shield, not fire the mini beam at all, and then just set more fires. And they're trying to surrender. They're offering us 4 missiles, 2 drones and 16 scrap. No, no surrender. I'm killing all of you. FTL's delayed because there's no one in piloting and because their engines are broken and on fire. These guys don't have enough health to go into rooms that are on fire, so they cannot escape anymore. Ah, they're gonna die before we can get the crew kill. That's annoying. Okay, in that case, dual lasers, mini beam, fire beam. Because when fires spread, these guys will be chased out of the room when the fires are, and then the fire will eventually destroy the system. And when the system is destroyed, the ship will lose its 1 remaining hull point, and it will blow up. Damn. Caused them too much damage. Though they did give us... We didn't quite get the crew kill, but we did get 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 27 scrap, and another augment, an automated reloader. Now that's wonderful, because that speeds up the charge time of all of our weapons by 10%. So that's good. So that's no longer 20 seconds, that's 18 seconds. That means we have to wait a little bit less time before we need to cloak. This is a good thing. Well, there's a store right there, but we need to go to the exit straight away, because the enemy fleet is right behind us. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Ah, a repair station. You see a small station fitted with hundreds of repair drones. You receive an automated message. We don't know who you are and we don't care, but this is the right place for some ship repair. Let's repair 10 damage for 20 scrap. Boom, back in the green. Absolutely lovely. And that's the end of this sector and indeed this video. Things kind of went weird. We had enough money to buy shields. We found a store, but the store didn't sell shields. But they did sell us a fire beam, and we've been having fun with that, and we're going to have more fun with it now that everything's been upgraded a bit. So come back and see how much fun we get into next week, and whether or not we can find a store, or whether or not this is going to be a shieldless run. Shieldless runs are a thing. I'm not sure whether I've got the patience or the skill to pull it off, but see what happens in the next episode. Until then, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again very soon.